Hi, I'm Jennifer Lee and this is my e-resume. Surely my e-resume would speak of my abilities and my ambition of becoming an English Mandarin interpreter. To begin with, now I'm currently studying English language and literature in Furen Catholic University, and I'm expecting to graduate in the year 2017. I think that majoring in English has not only helped me in reaching a higher level, whether it's in reading, writing, listening, or speaking in English, but throughout the reports and presentations we've done, I've also learned to think independently and critically. I've learned to become more of a critical thinker by having to analyze different articles and linking their relationships with one another. Also, I've gained a lot of knowledge of Western culture and literature in the classes. I think that this would help me in becoming a better interpreter for interpreting between two languages which sometimes involve background understandings of two different cultures. Besides my English major, I'm also studying bachelor's program in mass communication as a minor degree. Throughout the courses, I've been trained to obtain information faster and with more efficiency. Moreover, I've also had chances to collaborate and work with different people through many group projects. Other than my passion and enthusiasm for being an interpreter, I believe that with all of these skills acquired in my college years, I'll be able to serve you in your company well. As for my language skills, I'm able to communicate using Mandarin, English, and Spanish. Since I grew up speaking Mandarin Chinese and immersing myself into its culture, it is no doubt that I'm capable of using this language well for communication. As for English, I've achieved 940 on the TOEIC test and obtained a golden certificate. And as for Spanish, I've taken the DERA test, which stands for Diplomas de Español como Lengua Extranjera, and achieved the B2 level. I understand that I'm applying as an English Mandarin interpreter. However, I believe that if I polish my Spanish skills furthermore, I would also be able to serve in your company as an English Spanish or Mandarin Spanish interpreter as well. And now I'd like to talk about my working experiences. After I graduated from high school, I started working as an English teaching assistant in an English cram school, and the cram school mainly taught GEPT, which is the General English Proficiency Test, and it also taught many other English classes to elementary and middle schoolers. I mainly helped students with their English schoolworks. They would come to me and I would try to solve their English problems. I would also correct their exam papers and help them in memorizing vocabularies and sentences. After a while working there, the cram school had given me the chances to teach GEPT to the students from middle school. During the 2 month summer vacation working in the cram school, other than learning a lot in communication skills, I've also certainly enjoyed the working experience over there. And I also enjoyed the time spent with the young students. After summer break, I came to Taipei as a college student, and then I began working as an English tutor. Since I love being with kids, I mainly tutored children from my freshman year until now. I basically talked in English with them, and I would also design activities and games for them to engage in and learn English. Later on, I had also worked as a Spanish tutor. Because the student was a businessman that had to go to a Spanish-speaking country in the following year and so needed to learn basics of Spanish quick and fast, I mainly taught him basic Spanish conversation and grammar. I think that it was a very precious and rare opportunity for me to improve my own Spanish, since there are almost no chances I would use and practice Spanish now, and because I would spend time and use my efforts to look for resources to teach better and make it easier for the student to understand. This would then enable me to constantly be in touch with Spanish and enhance my own skills as well. Other than my language-related job experiences, there were also many other jobs I've done. And among these many jobs, I would like to talk about the working experience I gained when working as a filming assistant. I have joined a wedding filming team, so I basically filmed or sometimes assisted others in filming, as mostly in weddings and sometimes also in other occasions. Sometimes there would be foreigners as guests, or the bride or groom being foreigners themselves. Then I would basically be in charge of the communication between our wedding team and the newlyweds. Besides being able to practice my language skills, another very important ability that I've acquired is rapid reaction. Since there are always ongoing changes and unexpected events to happen in a marriage, being in charge of recording the important clips of a wedding, we especially had to be alert and pay a lot of attention to what's happening at the moment. If there were any changes that the newlyweds would like to make, or if there were any camera shots we want to take again, or if the bridal makeup artist is taking too long to do the hair, we would have to communicate immediately. Therefore, the communication between different groups of people have been very important. I think that I have become more capable of adjusting myself to constantly changing circumstances and also of reacting rapidly to confronted situations. I believe that both of these skills are required ones in order for someone to perform well under interpreting pressures. Besides working part-time, I have also participated in various extracurricular activities. In the year 2015, I participated as a worker in the Huatou camp, which was held by NTU's Traditional Medicine Club. And I was basically in charge of the artistic designs of the camp with other group members. Besides, I also led some activities and games for the students to play with. This is me, and throughout the process, I think I have gained a lot of experience of collaborating and coming up with different ideas with different people. Later on in the summer break, I participated in another camp held by NCCU Securities Research Society. As every one of us workers had to teach high school students a class about stocks and business, and I was really unfamiliar with this at first. I had done quite a lot of research and asked a lot of questions to other people about how I was going to teach the classes. Although it was quite challenging and hard for me at first, I'm a person that likes to reach out to different new things, and I think by participating in these activities, I'm able to absorb and learn from different knowledge areas. If there were conferences or issues of different topics we have to interpret, I'm sure that with my interest in new knowledge and my diligence in digging deeper into the topics, I believe that I can do well in being an interpreter of different knowledge areas. Other than part-time jobs and extracurricular activities, I also love to engage myself in voluntary works. I regard myself as someone that has been very fortunate for all the resources I've had until now. So I love being a volunteer and I love the feeling of helping others. One of the more recent voluntary events I participated is a car washing event in which I washed cars with my friends, and the money that the drivers donated would go to a foundation of disabled people. I had also been a volunteer of collecting receipts, and the money of the receipt would go to the people that need it. Another voluntary work that I've done is helping at a toys exchanging event. The kids would exchange their old toys with the toys that we have. So here is my contact information. Please don't hesitate to contact me by either email or phone number. I expect to hear from you. Thank you for your time.